Hi, I'm Lee at Iridium. Hope you're doing all right. It's album review time. Brother Against Brother. So this is a project from Frontiers, and the lovely people at Frontiers have given me early access to this album. It's out on June the 11th. And I've reacted to, I think, all three of these songs so far that have been released. So this is a project from Frontiers. And let's talk about projects a little bit. There's lots of them. Frontiers are known for their projects. 90% of them really work. And this one works in spades, without a doubt. So this, as in the synopsis of the Frontiers label have said, it's in the spirit of the Alan Londe projects. So if anyone doesn't know, the Alan Londe projects were probably up there with my favourite projects that Frontiers have released. Going back quite a few years now. Russell Allen and Jean Londe, two of the greatest vocalists in metal at this precise moment, teamed up with Magnus Carlsen, and especially the three first albums were absolutely fantastic. Then they made another album, not with Magnus Carlsen, which I didn't like so much. This album, when it says it's in the spirit of the Alan Londe projects, completely correct. If you love the Alan Londe projects because you love great, powerful rock and metal voices, vocalists, you're going to love this, because these two guys on this really compete with those guys, without a doubt. These two guys, Renan Zonta from Electric Mob and Nando Fernandez of Sinistra, are some of the best vocalists around. And I knew about Renan Zonta. I think he's got a great voice, but not so much about Nando Fernandez. These two guys are Brazilian, and Brazil's bringing out, you know, they've got some great musicians, some great vocalists, guitarists, bands, bringing out some great music at the moment. Also, you've got Alessandro Del Vecchio. Who else? He's written this album, so he's, if you like, taking the place of, to some effect, Magnus Carlsen writing the album. And he's really has got that spirit, like Frontiers have said, of the Alan Londe project. And that's, you know, that's a feat in itself, because they are really classic melodic metal albums. You've also got Jonas Holmquist on the guitar and Michel Sanna on the drums. Obviously, Alessandro Del Vecchio is doing the bass and the keys. So those two vocalists, like I said, throughout this album, if you like Russell Allen and Jean Londe and Dio, that real powerful metal voice, you know, you're going to love these two guys. They're absolutely fantastic. Alessandro Del Vecchio plays a massive part on this album, not only writing it, but especially with the keyboards. So he does bass as well. He does a great job on the bass, but the keys are an essential part of this, because it's like a melodic metal album with a lot of symphonic parts. So whether the symphonic parts on the keys are the intro to the song, but they'll be throughout the songs as well. There might be breakdowns of keyboards, but it's always epic sounding. It fits right in with the songs. And the guitar is a major part of this as well. There's heavy guitar on this, great guitar tone, that detuned sound. So what you get a lot of melody with the keys, but you get the metal guitar. So it's a great contrast. You get heaviness and you get the melody at the same time. Guitarist does a great job, by the way, Jonas Holmquist, I think that's how you pronounce it. You know, a lot of time he trades off, if you like. You get a tiny bit of keyboard, for instance, used just before the solo comes in. It's like an intro, if you like, to the guitar solo, and then the guitars are absolutely brilliant. Jonas Holmquist does a great job. Michel Sanna, also on the drums, does a great job. Those names are cropping up a lot in the Frontiers world. These guys are obviously like musicians used across various projects, but they do a lot of different stuff, so they turn in their hand to a lot of different stuff within Frontiers. This project is also conceived by Serafino Perugino. I think I've pronounced that right. It might be Perugino. He's also deals with all the frontier stuff. So he got this stuff. It was conceived by him, his idea, if you like. So song by song, and honestly, if you are aware of the Alan Londe stuff, you're going to love this album. So song by song, I love the first song. I think it's a great song, and this album really excels in these slow to medium paced sort of songs. That's where it becomes more epic. There's a couple of fast songs on here, but me in general, I prefer those slower medium sort of paced songs. I think especially with these sort of sounding songs, it makes it so big and so epic. Those sort of classic melodic metal sort of sounds that you get. So Two Brothers, like I said, kicking it off, soaring vocals, really symphonic from the off. You notice this, but the heavy, really detuned guitar. So you get the heaviness as well. Great opener. What If is next. It's sort of a bit of a faster paced song. Still a great song, but you know, I just think that they really excel on the slower to medium paced songs. But What If is also, you know, there's no weak songs on this album, by the way. There's only good to great. City of Gold is one of my favourites, the third track in. It's got that Eastern, and this happens quite often, so you get an Eastern Egyptian type melodies. I love that in metal. Everyone who watches the channel will love a bit of that. You know, I used to get it sometimes with Sabbath in the Tony Martin era, that sort of Eastern sort of melodies. Then that breaks into a great AOR track with the usual powerful vocals, and the vocals are just outstanding all the way through this album. Dio-esque, if you like. I mean, obviously we're talking about Alan Londe project, but if you want to go further back, you're talking the power of Dio, you know. It's already spoken about Tony Martin, that real classic gruffness, and can reach the heavens as well, these guys, with the range is amazing. Next up is Heaven Sent. Slow to medium paced again, making it one of my favourites. Chugging guitar parts in the verses before opening up into a soaring chorus. You get a lot of soaring choruses in this. A lot of the time the guys are harmonising. So what you get them swapping out in between the verses a lot. And then the choruses are them harmonising, and it's soaring choruses throughout. Great song. Haunted Heart is next. Chugging riffs in this. Really good song again. Haunted Heart. Not probably quite on the par with what like Heaven Sent and Two Brothers, but still great songs. Next up is Deadly Sins, a single. So again, those brilliant Eastern melodies throughout. Nice to hear the odd time signatures in this one. It's probably one of the few times you hear them like leading up to the chorus, and you get those few odd time signatures. Very clever. And then it makes the chorus even more soaring and catchy. One of my favourite songs, Deadly Sins. Great song. In the Name of Life is next. Acoustic guitar. Now this breaks it up. It really does break it up. I was expecting this to build and build and build as a ballad, but it stays on that level with acoustic guitar, some keys, and just the vocals. And what you get great vocals in this, because they're sort of like isolated, if you like, just with those instruments. And you get to hear the power of these two singers. The lower range as well on both of these guys is absolutely fantastic. They harmonise really well together throughout this album, but you can really hear it on this ballad because, you know, it's just the acoustic guitar and the keys. Demons in My Head is next. I've got to leave it all behind me. Another single. Nice catchy AOR track. The guitars are a little less heavy on this one, and I noticed this when I did the reaction. And I was not worried, but it's nice for the rest of the album. The guitar is right up in the mix. It seems to be played down a little bit in this. I don't know if it's because it's a single, but it makes it a really good listen. Like I said, nice AOR track. Then guitars are still detuned and heavy, but it's just lower in the mix in this song, which is a bit strange. Not strange, but it just makes it a little bit more accessible, I suppose. Good track though, Demons in My Head. Next up is my favourite on the album, Whispers in Darkness. Again, the third song, I think, to contain those Eastern Egyptian type melodies. Very epic sounding. You can really feel the heaviness of this song because of the speed of the song. And the vocals are just amazing throughout on this one. They really show their power in that Dio rasp, if you like. Brilliant solo as well. Bit of an extended solo. It's the longest song on the album, I think this one's 6 minutes. So it's like you get an extended solo as well, which is great. It's got those Eastern melodies throughout. My favourite track on the album at the moment, Whispers in Darkness. Next up is Valley of the Kings. Another single. I think this is the first one we heard off the album. Check my reaction out of that. Another great song. Soaring chorus. Really cool song again. And it finishes off with Lost Sun, which is a faster song, but it's one of my favourite faster songs on the album. It's got those symphonic overtones as well throughout. So it's heavy with the guitar, the riffing, but also got them symphonic tones. Great energetic chorus, and it's the way the guitar's being played. It's just gives some real energy to the song. It's like got a real cool groove. So, good album, really good album, out June the 11th, and I would really recommend this. Like I said, if you like the Alan Londe stuff, you're going to love this as well. You really are. It's really in the spirit, as Frontiers has said, of that Alan Londe stuff. Epic sounding songs. Check it out. Get it. June the 11th. I recommend it.